Round 3, we have the choice. Playing first. Yeah, it's actually a really nice keep. Good distribution. Got a retreat in here. Ruination Guide, of course. Guide into Incubator Drone. The ideal turn progression. See if we can get that. We don't have any processing in our deck, correct? None. So we don't have much incentive to run out the Ruination Guide right away. Might make more sense to go like Invoker to draw removal or trade, and then Incubator Drone and then Guide, but I guess that's depending on what we draw. Spawning Bed just turned out to be sick in this deck, despite the fact we haven't cracked one yet. Alright, Sludge Crawler. So it looks like we're up against the Processor deck. Alright, Titan's Presence is not too shabby. So definitely playing the Invoker first, since it puts the Sludge Crawler down right away. No reason to Titan's Presence a Sludge Crawler at the moment. I think we save that for a bigger threat. Although it only deals 3, what is it? Oh, it's Exile. It's not even damage, which is kind of cool too. Ooh, black, okay. Black-green, not what I was expecting. Certainly was expecting more of a blue-black thing. Let's see what gets ingested here. Lose a mountain, which we would have liked to have drawn, but certainly not the end of the world. Zulaport Cutthroat is a great card. So let's go Spawning Bed, Invoker first. That way blocking gets better. Titan's Presence is at our disposal to exile Zulaport Cutthroat, which is actually kind of nice too. See if he... Alright. Land was a good draw, so now we can play the... I think we're just going to go Incubator Drone instead of the Vestige. I'd rather put more bodies out for our Ruination Guide as well, and otherwise kind of ramp a bit as well. So I think we can actually attack with Invoker here. I probably should have done that pre-combat. He can trade here, and that's fine too. He gets a ramp effect. He drains us, but Blister Pod's a pretty sick card in this deck as an enabler for like Bone Splinters and stuff. So if he just wants to protect himself 2 damage, we'll get the drain effect out of the way. That's okay. Silent Skimmer. All right. Saw that last match too. Evolving Wilds. Now, that does work with Retreat. I think we might just want to play a Vestige here. And I think we are going to miss out on the Evolving Wilds landfalling with Retreat. I'm trying to think. Technically, I can attack. Yeah, that's not bad. So I can attack with both of these guys. He blocks with Silent Skimmer. We Titan's Presence. Do I like that? I think it's okay. I think I'm willing to take a hit from Silent Skimmer this turn, though. I may still want to attack here. I think we're going to... I think we're going to swing with Invoker and Drone. No blocks is really interesting. I like it, but it's interesting. So let's play Evolving Wilds. Let's play Vestige. Still debating whether I want to crack the Evolving Wilds. There's obviously some value with playing Retreat and then cracking it, but I'm trying to think how much I want that land right now, because next turn I can play 2/3 drops, so I think I am going to crack the Evolving Wilds, because it seems like next turn I want to cast Titan's Presence and then cast Ruination Guide. I'm thinking Titan's Presence, well, as of now, probably hits the Cutthroat, but opponent could in fact play something that I'm worried about this turn. Guess we'll see. Grave Birthing. Just wants to draw a card. Okay. So I've got my turn mapped out. I'm going to crack the wilds, get an island. I'm going to untap. Ideally draw a land, I guess. Stone Fairy's not bad either. I think that we're just going to Titan's Presence, Cutthroat, play Guide, which does make us sack our Scion, unfortunately, but that's acceptable. Then we smash for 9. So we want to get the Cutthroat off the board. We have to get the Cutthroat off the board first if we want to play the Guide, because we can't use the Presence without the Guide. So we're just going to dump the Cutthroat now. Which I think is fine. Now we're going to play the Guide. And we're going to smash for 9. Which he's taking. Interestingly enough, I'm not sure what that tells me about the importance of these Scion tokens. Swarm Surge. Well, opponent does not have lethal. Double Swarm Surge. Well, we have a blocker, I guess. So that's 5, 10, 15. So we take 5. Wait, that's Xaxes lethal? Oh, man. How unfortunate for us and fortunate for our opponent. All right. So multiple Swarm Surges, some tokens. I don't think we have much of a board wipe, do we? Can't dispel a sorcery. Tightening Coils doesn't do very much. I guess we just try it again and hope our opponent doesn't have 2 Swarm Surges for Xaxes. Okay. We'll play first. Yeah, this hand's fine. Not incredible, but I think in this case we might hold off on the Evolving Wilds. It just seems likely that in the next few turns we draw. Like, I want to use the Evolving Wilds with the Retreat. And there's still a chance that we either draw more lands, which makes the Evolving Wilds play worse, I think. Because getting the double use of Retreat is pretty useful, I think. Turn 3 Retreat on this board is certainly underwhelming. I might Titan's Presence instead of Retreat. I could see that, actually, just to slow my opponent's board. Okay, so now I think we're just going to Titan's Presence the Culling Drone. Although May want to do it to the Sludge Crawler too. But the Sludge Crawler currently is not a big threat, so I think we're just going to Titan's Presence the Culling Drone and protect a bit more damage at the moment. He needs to use a lot of mana to get Sludge Crawler to the dangerous point. So we'll just exile the drone. Pass. Next turn we play Incubator Drone, potentially into probably another drone. Okay, just pump is good news. Possibly opponent misses their land drop, which would also be beneficial for us. Clutch of Currents exiled, which is a bit of a bummer, but no huge deal. Drew another one anyway. Alright, so now we just play Incubator Drone. And next turn we can play Retreat plus Evolving Wilds for some big pumps. Catacomb Sifter is a fantastic card. Very fantastic card. Extremely strong. Got our 5th land, so options. Retreat doesn't do too much on this board. I think I am going to crack the Evolving Wilds now. Basically, so I can set up a Clutch of Currents with haste play next turn. It's not great, I admit. I guess I can do it anyway with a Scion, though. Let's play Incubator Drone 2. And we are going to play the land. And I guess next turn I can clutch or do Retreat to Valakut with double Evolving Wilds triggers. Both of which seem good. Alright. Scrying during main phase, not upkeep, which is fascinating. Silent Skimmer. Alright. So this is actually... yeah, that's good too. So... if I get double Swarm Surge now, I'd take 6 plus 6, 12 plus 5. It's Xaxes lethal again if he has double Swarm Surge? Well, he can't cast it on both this time. Okay. Well, I think we're just going to play Retreat. I'm going to play Evolving Wilds. I'm going to pump one of our Incubator Drones. And we're just going to swing with everything, I think. This is definitely very tempting. Nothing. Just nothing. So I can deal 4, 8 if I crack that Evolving Wilds, 9, 10, 13. I may just want to deal 13 damage here. Possibly want to save the Sure Strike, but Clutch of Currents is going to be pretty nice next turn. So I think we are cracking Evolving Wilds. Get the mountain. Pump here. So 4, 8, 9, 10, 13 damage with Clutch of Currents. Bounce next turn plus attack. I think that's worth it. It's a lot of damage. And it makes landfall a lot better. Swarm Surge is not good enough. Still have lethal, so we're okay. Even without a land drop, we'd still have lethal because of the clutch of currents. Xaxey's lethal, so nice to kill our opponent in the same way that they killed us. Someone told me I should be tapping my mana ahead of time for the awaken spells to prevent problems. Actually, it's, I guess, more than Xaxey's lethal. All right, well, that was cool. Got the victory on our opponent's mana screw there, but we'll take it. Yeah, like Tightening Coils makes the Silent Skimmer not fly anymore, but it doesn't seem that good to me. Yeah, we can't stop the Swarm Surge. This only stops instants. So I think we gotta run it back the same again. Yeah, we gotta keep this. I think this time we are cracking the Evolving Wilds right away. So we find a mountain. Incubator Drone would have been a nice draw. I don't mind that he's coming out the gates because we've got our turn 2 play, and at least he's down to 4 cards in hand. Not that that's a tiny amount, but I feel as though currently we have enough time to stabilize. And he can't really attack right now with both. If he has Bone Splinters, I guess he can kill the Sentinel, but we'll accept that. Yeah, he can't really attack, which is good news. If he Bone Splinters, yeah. Like, this is fine, too. This is fine. That was a legitimate 2-for-1. Just so he could get in for 1 point of damage and ingest. So that's perfectly fine. Or wait, he did it to the Cutthroat so he could get him for 3. All right, well, I guess it makes a little more sense. We're still okay. Still okay, and our opponent has 2 cards left in hand. Which seems like... Oh, man, another Incubator Drone? Which seems like a recoverable board state still. So, I guess we just go land, Coral Helm Guide, pass. Pretty easy trade. No pumps on the Sludge Crawler. Lost a Clutch of Currents there. Eyeless Watcher. Well, unfortunately, that's a problem, because we know our opponent's running Swarm Surge. Stone Fury is a pretty unfortunate draw too, just mostly because it's clunky. So I'm in a pretty big amount of trouble here, and I don't know what to do about it now. So just did not quite pan out the way I sort of needed it to. Debating how logical it is to use a Clutch of Currents on a Sludge Crawler. It seems like I'm gonna have to, which I admit is absolutely terrible. It's terrible. It's terrible. But do I have a lot of... I feel like I don't have a lot of choices here. I have 0 luxuries at the moment. I could also bounce a Scion, so at least it kills something. That is also absolutely horrible. Otherwise, my options are take 4. Like, if I Clutch of Currents a Scion here, next turn am I Stone Furying a Sludge Crawler? I mean, that's ugly. I guess Damage Prevention Mode's my best choice, though. I hate this play. I absolutely hate this play. But this does get something off the board. We're in some serious trouble now, so it escalated real quick. We could have held off the first 3 plays, including the Bone Splinters, but all it took is an Eyeless Watcher to put us in a lot of trouble, unfortunately. Ooh, no pump on the Sludge Crawler is also really worrisome. I'm hoping it's something I can kill. Oh, that's just not what you want to see as his last card. That's just not what you want to see at all. All right. Yep. Well, looks like that's going to be game. So, tried my best. Opponent's deck was good. He unfortunately just came out of the gate swinging all 3 games, so just didn't have much. And then he top decks the Swarm Surge. That's kind of funny, actually. All right, well, that's pretty funny. You got to admit, it's kind of funny. He went Brood Monitor and a Swarm Surge. Like, obviously the cards were with him today, so can't fault him for that. Unfortunate loss. I wish we could have taken this one, but can't always get what you want. So I liked our deck. Hope we can do better. Unfortunately, we have to remain in Swiss because we did not win. So, all right. Hope you enjoyed it. It's a fun draft. We'll see you for the next one.